How are y'all doing today? Let's try this. Maybe is that better? Yes, we are live on Facebook as well. Can everybody hear me okay? Test, test, test. Awesome. And we're also using a Discord stage, which I can see some people trickling in. Hello, Discord people. This is kind of a new feature on Discord, but just so you guys know, we're also live on Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, Twitter. And I'm trying to see if the stage allows me to share a screen as well. Which it might not, but at the very least, if you just want to listen in, that's okay. What's cool about it is it would actually let me do some interviews and stuff here too. But otherwise, if the stage isn't for you, feel free to hop over to any of our other platforms. Paulo, hello everybody. And everybody was Paulo. To be fair, I really need to buy some better characters here on OEC, or maybe I just need to connect to a different wallet.
Test. All right, that's a little better. Get them while they are cheap. Absolutely. Is this real live? Yes, this is. What's the smoothest chain for CBK? Well, I assume you mean CryptoBlades. OEC, I would say, is a solid one. Good performance, cheap gas. All right, no characters there. Yeah, maybe I will just have to go to the Bazaar and buy a cheap one. Let's check it out. And for those of you that haven't joined us in a while, or maybe haven't kept up to speed with CryptoBlades in a while, you'll probably be surprised that we are streaming on the OG Philippines Facebook group, which the owners were so graciously offered to us in order to just help connect with everybody who has participated in the CryptoBlades ecosystem in the past. If you haven't been keeping up to speed with CryptoBlades, we have had a 7x in daily active users steadily over the past 6 months. Our payouts are competitive, if not better, than just about every play-to-earn game out there, this time sustainably, through the Knighthood partnerships that we've acquired, which was a newer program last fall, but is now extremely active. We've had over $420,000 in rewards that have gone directly into players' hands as a result of the Knighthood program. We also have had a number of different partnerships that have helped us to whether it's create products that are valuable that people pay us for, or implementing better ad servicing partners, or features like our NFT bridge or Bazaar Marketplace. Those are all new since last fall. There's really been quite a lot of activity and development in the CryptoBlades ecosystem as a whole. And now we're moving into being more of a GameFi platform, which is sort of the natural next step, given our success with being able to connect with high quality projects and introduce them to you, our users. And again, by being a platform that supports all of these projects, that revenue that we generate from that goes back to sort of our primary goal, which is sustainable play to earn systems for everybody around the world. So that's kind of a little bit about what's been going on in a nutshell over the past 6 months or so, since maybe some of you have last taken a look at the CryptoBlades game. Because there's so many out there. I definitely get it, and we actually, we tell our users nowadays to go check out certain games, and these are the games that are part of our Knighthood program, of which we've had, I think, upwards of 12 Knighthood program partners. So. First off, I'm going to need some skill. Oh, this dude's a tradesman. They've got some. So this is part of our new quest system, by the way, which is just another way for people to be able to earn. But I think. What I would like to do is get some skill first. And this is a pretty cool feature, by the way. You can buy it all directly within the site here, which is pretty neat. Let me just make sure I'm checking out our questions, because we have a ton of viewers this time around. What's your solution to the low multiplier? That's actually a great question. And I saw another one about the scale token price. The ship is sinking. There's no need to worry about the ship sinking. So look at it this way. If we're able to be sustainable even at our token's arguably most depressed state from a token standpoint, right? When we had a $4 token price last time, we had maybe 500 users. We're able to sustain our economy and our rewards with over 30,000 daily active users, even at the $4 price. Why? Because our payout system has been completely revamped. And the skill token itself has had some significant developments in the past couple weeks, and will continue to do so in the coming months, with an overall initiative called Phase 9. And we're going to go over a little bit more of the details here, because some of them are coming up rather quickly. But as a whole, and I'm happy to actually go over each of these in detail with you guys today. But here's a good one. This game is already dead. So that's, the obvious response to that is we have over 30,000 people who claim otherwise, who are earning every single day, when many other games are actually in fact dead, have either no earnings or negative earnings, or are continually sinking. Versus we've been around for over a year now, and we're still able to pay out to our players every day, which is why we're have no problem coming out here and sharing with you guys different updates and developments. And yeah, if dead means, paying 30,000 players to come back here every single day sustainably, then I don't really know what living is. But anyways, we'll keep going. That's part of this, though, is kind of discussing these things, because many of you haven't seen CryptoBlades in a long time. You didn't know that you can come and earn all day, every day. You didn't know that we had all of these brand new features and partnerships. You didn't know that we were now generating revenue versus the opposite. So here we go, going through more of these. Ignore the hate. No, I really don't ignore the hate. People ask me a lot, how do you deal with it when people are upset or whatever? It's like, if you're watching right now, it's because for one reason or another, either you have cared about CryptoBlades in the past, or you do care about CryptoBlades and you want things to get better. I take all that to heart. Sometimes you can hear something like FUD, but if the most powerful thing I can do in those times is maybe turn that into some actionable feedback. Like, for example, if someone says the game is dead, that tells me I'm not doing a good enough job of sharing with people that this game is actively being played by tens of thousands of people around the world every day, earning. And not only that, but the NFT values are continuing to go back up as well, which is another form of earning. And Phase 9 is very much about, if you have already been a part of our ecosystem in this first year, we're going to be rewarding you significantly. And so I'm really excited to share a little bit more about that. Let me keep going back. There's just so many more comments and questions this time around, which I honestly, if this is what I spend the majority of today doing, is going over the questions and answering them for people, that's totally fine. Kronos chain is superior blockchain. You guys should already be trying to broaden your reach. No new money from BNB. Absolutely, I'm right with you there. There is no money from BNB. They're not interested. I don't know what their deal is necessarily, but I think they're more interested in sort of new projects than existing successful projects. Is kind of what I've gotten out of it. We generated over $40 million in BNB fees alone for them. I guess in their minds, that's, hey, we've already maybe made our money back or whatever with you guys. Now we're going to go try and make our money somewhere else. I don't know what it is exactly, but we have a number of smart chain partners, which again is part of Phase 9, who are saying, hey, look, we see what you guys are doing. You guys have a ton of users, and we're wanting to bring on more activity onto our chain, and they are actually going to pay us to do that. And that's a part of how we're going to continue to be generating revenue and powering player rewards permanently. So I'll talk a little bit more about that once we get there. But absolutely, Kronos, thank you for bringing it up. I'll talk to their team. Really what it comes down to is, when it comes to the layer ones, if you want us on your team, like, we have what you want. We have the daily active users. We have the on-chain activity. we have the proven model. We have the business development department who can be bringing in tons of other projects. Like, we are one of the most valuable projects for a smart chain to integrate right now. If you want that, then yeah, that's going to come at a price. And so that price that they pay pays for our daily operations and improvements of our ecosystem, and it also goes directly into the rewards for you guys. Is BSC network profitable, or we really need to spend to transfer to the other network? Good question. So the BSC network is profitable for players over a certain level and soul burn and weapon, which I don't know off the top of my head, but I know that it's pretty high up there. But when you get there, the profits are pretty high. And that in part is because the fees on the chain are just simply significantly more than the other. They have not maintained a competitive edge with other smart chains. And again, this is something I've worked directly with the BNB chain development team on for a number of months, and their solution is basically making an application sidechain, which we're now in touch with that team. So in one respect, they have listened, because they are developing a product which they've been keeping us in the loop on since basically last November. I don't know if Kyle is watching. I was talking with him about it a very, very long time ago, and it seemed like it kind of went quiet. But we are in touch with them to set up a BNB application sidechain, which will be reducing the prices. However, if you want to start earning today, I mean, the ROI on moving characters is maybe a couple days. To be honest, it's bridge once, earn forever mentality. Where if you want to move over to OEC, for example, you can be earning immediately. So that's not a great option if you're having to come back. It's like, okay, maybe I don't want to invest another $2, to get my character over there. But it's a bridge once, earn forever kind of idea. And you can talk with our community. You don't have to take it from me. There's many people who have bridged months and months ago who have been happily earning on these alt chains. We're also moving to Aurora, which again is a chain that offered us a grant to move on to their chain. They have a wonderful marketing team. We're actually just planning the launch of it from a marketing standpoint. And we have an interview with the CEO of Aurora chain. I mean, you guys can just kind of see already, like, we're getting a much different response from our newest smart chain partners than what we've gotten in the past from other partners who have, in a way, I would even venture to say, shunned us in some ways, which is sad, because it's a lost opportunity for them, because we know what we have here, and we're here to make this as beneficial for us and for you guys as possible. But all that is to say, bridge once, earn forever. You blocked a lot of players in your Discord. How can we know? If you've been blocked in the Discord and you want to make a request to join the Discord, that was another piece that I wanted to discuss. There's obviously a lot of emotions last year when we had to put a pause on the rewards while we brought things back online. I understand that entirely. And if you're somebody who is just interested with staying up to speed on this, I know that the moderation team is listening right now. We might have an influx of users who maybe in the past have done or said things that were not within our guidelines. But if we're wanting to give people another chance, I know that we have methods of doing so. If you're in the Facebook and you want to be added back into the Discord, absolutely. You can send a message regarding that, and we can try and get you back in. What I'll also say on the Discord end of things is, and I'll share this actually, because I'm personally very excited about this. This is one of the coolest things that we've done as a Discord community in a very long time. So props to our, marketing team about this. But once I can find where the heck I'm at, you guys know I have some tech issues from time to time. Okay, I can't spill the beans on all of our internal stuff. Yeah, I know, leaks. That's all you guys want to see, but I'm not sharing leaks right now. What I'm looking for is a screenshot of Lapiduan's Bazaar. which I think is, gosh, you guys have been going nuts in here. It's great. It's great. It's great. It's great. I just can't find the screenshot that I wanted. Bear with me. There it is. All right, now I can share this. Okay, cool. So Lapiduan's Bazaar is a really cool, and also, hey, check it out. That dude has legs now, just like CryptoBlades. So enjoy. We have just we've had a huge influx of art, thanks to Zane, who's our artistic project manager. Of course, the artist behind him, there's too numerous to name. Thank all of you for the wonderful contributions as well. But that being said, Mr. Lapiduan has some rewards for our Discord users. These are not smart chain related whatsoever. You don't need to do anything other than participate in our community in Discord, but you can essentially earn tokens within the Discord community for participating, for chatting, for playing games, doing trivia, things like that. There's different level systems, of course, within the Discord now as well. And the neat thing is that you can trade these in for actual NFTs, 3, 4, 5-star blades, 3, 4, 5-star shields, experience levels, souls, which are used for making your character more powerful, in-game character experience. This is one of the coolest things that we've had, in my opinion, and is one of the ways that we're really trying to say, come to the Discord. This is like our primary home for our community, our social verse, so to speak. Discord Blades, for those of you who remember the old days, but this is just one way, and these rewards are going to continue to develop over time, where we want to create an entire shop for people to come and participate and continue to earn in these ways. So, for example, one thing that we've talked about is merchandise, even that you can trade this in for actual merchandise that we'll send directly to your home. I just think that's really cool. So great job with the marketing team. But that is to say, come back to the Discord. And if you're having trouble joining, if you got kicked or banned, the moderation team can look into those and see if we can get some of you back in. And of course, when you guys are participating, these rewards are for everybody. You don't need to do anything other than participate and chat. So anyways, this is kind of what we're up to now. And you can see we have a ton of different things for people to do, whether that's the tavern or trivia. Oh, what's this one? Oh, nice. Oh, richest players. I like that. I, of course, am not on here. Only because I don't want to take all the good rewards. But yeah, so anyways, that was one thing I'm very, very excited about. I want everybody coming back. And one thing that we're also working on too is how can we use this in order to continue to gain traction on our social posts, on our campaigns, on things like the show us your skills campaign or show us your earnings campaigns and things like that. We've always been very, very much about this whole supporting this whole Discord verse, and so here you have it. But and by the way, if you join and you're not in the lounge and you're in the newbies, you only need to be level 10 to join the lounge. That's just a way for us to make sure that we don't have this sort of influx of people who impulsively come and join and are maybe not in the happiest mood, but it's not a permanent thing whatsoever. And of course, you can ask your questions and stuff there too. But that being said, let me get back to some of the questions from you guys. I know you're anxious to hear more about Phase 9, which I'll be delving into. Let me just try and catch up on questions. I might not be able to catch up on questions. It's like a lot because I have a feed of all the Facebook, all the Twitch, all the YouTube. It's a lot, but doing my best, everybody. Bear with me. Can you provide more details about what you mean by NFTs will be deflationary? Yes, I will. Have talks with Do Kwon. I think UST stable coin is a good reward pool. Okay. You talk about the division of Gen 1 and Gen 2 characters. Yes, that's part of Phase 9. I'll get there. I think your hair is activating noise canceling, seems to phase in and out. I can, you know what, actually this freaking died like 20 minutes ago. I don't know why I'm still wearing it. I'm using the microphone for for this now. Kroge would be awesome if we could pay in native chain token to recharge our stamina bars. Thank you for the suggestion. I won't get into all the reasons that we can't necessarily do that right now, but the primary one is that what we don't want to create is an unsustainable feedback loop of chain token dumping skill price. Does that make sense? So if you're paying your chain token, it would have to be paid in skill for one thing. And the benefit would actually have to be less than the rewards you make. The benefit would have to be more of like the experience. It's something that we've thought about before, but the way you're describing it, when we ran the models, it would actually dump skill because the liquidity is much higher on the native token. It's been more than half a year since CB is profitable. That's absolutely right. We've been profitable for about 6 months now. The amount of time that we were down on the rewards was effectively not terribly long. And in fact, everybody who continued playing during that time, we continued to track their unclaimed amount, and then we eventually paid all that back. So that's kind of one of the cool things about the way that we handled the restart too, is there wasn't some just, reset and everybody who, was earning lost it or whatever. We over time were able to pay back that unclaimed. So that's just another piece of info that I've heard some misinformation spreading around about. Will rewards be sustained for Gen 1 once we have Gen 2? Yes. And again, there's I'll go through the exact tokenomics of it, but there's some pieces that we're implementing in as we speak that will be powering rewards. Even I don't want to say our model right now is permanent. It's just a matter of being very heavy on business development, and this next model is actually based more on tokenomics. When is the release for Aurora? Very, very soon. I don't know that we have an exact day yet, but like it could be within the next week. And I only even give any kind of timeline just because you could technically play it just by participating with like the smart contracts. So that's why I'm on mainnet. That's why I'm fairly confident. It's more of like a marketing buildup that we're wanting to make sure that we have enough kind of juice for that go live. If there's a sudden influx of players, say 1 million players, will CB be able to handle it? Okay, this is a great opportunity for me to just really go through all of the details and timelines of phase 9. I am just going to talk with, oh, we got 70 listening on this stage too. That's really cool. So hello, Discord. Thank you guys for joining in on the stage. That's really cool. This is something that's new to us. I honestly thought that I'd be able to share my screen too. Maybe we can once I figure that out. But thanks for sticking with us. You're not missing anything on the video. It's just me talking. But because I'm kind of trying to keep this in mind. But give me a moment, and I can start to give some details on phase 9. And Julian, if you're on this live stream, I sent you a message. All right, cool. All right, everyone's excited. Everyone's excited. All right, cool. I was just double checking with our marketing team because yes, I like to leak, guys, and it wasn't necessarily planned that I would go over everything to do with phase 9, but this I will give you guys kind of the overview of our first draft of the PR that will be going out next week. So you guys are the first to be in the know about this. Let me switch up my thing here. And everybody was Palo. Why phase 9? We have been in phase 1. That's actually a great question. So we're really not in phase 1. So let me kind of just walk you guys through. We'll take a short trip down memory lane before we get into the details of phase 9. But phase 1 essentially was CryptoBlades version 1. And what was that? That was characters, weapons, not even reforging. Reforging was not released yet in the very beginning. And that was it. No marketplace. Everything was OTC, complete like, hey, this is our game. Let's see what we can do. We had an initial kind of set of OGs who saw the potential in what we were doing and how it was different than DeFi, different than other NFTs, different than even existing play to earn games. That was phase 1. And the issue was when we started to really gain steam, we didn't have, we deal in smart contracts, right? They're immutable. They are challenging to update. Everything, it runs a little bit slower because you're essentially writing financial code. And I'm sure many of you have been involved in projects that have been significantly exploited and destroyed in some senses. And so everything that we did had to be, there's always a lot of decisions to be made. We ended up releasing an NFT marketplace, I think, within 8 days of launching the game. We ended up having reforging released with multiple different versions of it. we ended up having different sorts of staking options, and we had IGO, and we had all kinds of different things, right? And then players started to boom, and within 2 weeks we went from 5,000 players to over 500,000 players, which the system was not really designed to scale that way, and we have since learned from. And a major part of that too was sort of being strung along by certain centralized exchanges, saying, yeah, okay, us sharing the issues that we were experiencing, them saying, okay, we got you, you have our full support, us trusting that, and that support end up not materializing. In fact, we would have never had any rewards issues whatsoever had we addressed those problems ourselves, not trusted certain centralized exchanges and layer ones, and that falls on me, right? But that's one of the reasons we're a doxed team. That's one of the reasons we kind of go all in, and within a short amount of time, we completely turned everything around. Honestly, sometimes it seems nothing short of miraculous that we were able to do so, but we turned everything around, and this resulted in multiple different reward system updates. This resulted in multiple different initiatives, and phase 9 is kind of our way of saying, like, phases 1 through 8 have been successful. As I showed you guys before, we've had a 7x in daily active users. We've overtaken Axie Infinity. We've overtaken many of the big names, Mobox, et cetera, in daily active users. People keep coming back to CryptoBlades for one reason, and that's because we pay and we're sustaining it. Yo, oi, bro, you're live. But anyway, so that's where the name comes from for phase 9. And there's multiple different steps that are involved. We have these in these subsections, 9.1, 9.2, the first of which has already been released. So for those of you that haven't joined CryptoBlades in a while, as NFTs are minted right now, they actually go up in price, which is pretty cool. I maybe even could show you guys some of the very, very in-depth analytics that we use, maybe for another time. I'll need to run that through the team just to make sure there's nothing proprietary in there that can't be live streamed. But we have dozens and dozens of different dashboards where we are tracking user activity and we're tracking on-chain activity live. That being said, the dynamic minting price is based on a pretty innovative algorithm that we've designed, where over time the minting prices go down to a floor, so never to zero, and also over time, as they're minted, they go up, and the trajectory is such that as they're minted over time, they will continue to go up. So we've had roughly a 20% increase already in the prices of our NFTs, which generates more revenue for our product and more revenue for our rewards. And also means that the floor prices of everybody's NFTs that you're already holding are going up too. So that's one of the ideas there, that each time somebody mints them, the floor prices of your holdings go up, which is earnings in your pocket. If you decide that CryptoBlades is no longer for you, or you need to cash out, maybe you want to go take your grandma out to lunch, that's all fine. Floor prices are going up. Next, we have our Genesis event, which we've been talking a lot about. What that means is the CryptoBlades characters that you all have in your hands right now are deflationary as a whole. So we already have character burning, right? Which means you can burn characters in order to improve the power of existing characters. But once we have this Genesis event, what that means is that these CryptoBlades characters will never be able to be minted again. And this is going to be coming in the near future. It will be the end, as we have said, of these CryptoBlades characters and the beginning of Gen 2. And the main difference for these is that Gen 1 will have its own multi-farm. It'll have its own unclaimed pool, which will be called, it's a kind of a code name, but it'll be called Gold. The Gen 2s will have a new unclaimed, which is called Silver. And what this does is it means that the Gen 1s will permanently have their own sort of uniquely powered rewards that are based on the next step, which is 9.3. And the Gen 2s will have rewards that are based on other Gen 2s that are joining, as well as 9.3, as well as advertising and fees from the marketplaces and fees from NFT bridges, etc. Okay, Aaron, you are, of course, our CMO is hilarious and is telling you guys to enter this giveaway. This is also important to us because we are trying to drive more users to a lot of the projects that we're incubating. But Aaron's also a very funny guy. So there you have it. Next, the new fee structure. I'm going to read this as it stands and explain it afterwards. By playing CryptoBlades, players earn rewards after each successful combat that they can claim for a steady profit. The third step involves implementing a 25% Generation 1 native gas fee on rewards, scaling with player earnings. However, this will be counteracted by increasing rewards by 25%. The purpose of this is to use a portion of gas fees to buy back skill and permanently fill gold and silver multi-farms. This liquidity incentive allows CryptoBlades to benefit from every smart chain we deploy to, regardless of involvement from the exchanges or smart chains themselves. It also will provide a permanent solution to multipliers on chains that lack adequate knighthood partnerships. So what this means is for those chains that are currently having issues with the multipliers, the fees that are currently either negligible, especially on OEC and HECO, or non-existent, will be scaling with the player earnings. So if you're a player that's earning 10% of your, if you're a player that's earning 0.1 skill per day, then a 0.025 amount of that equivalent amount of skill will be paid in the native gas fee for the chain, which is also fairly cheap for that to be transacted, so that we're not adding kind of additional auxiliary costs here, but we're also counteracting that by increasing the amount of unclaimed that we pay out to you guys. And so the idea here, and just to address the full picture of this change, is that by issuing more unclaimed, that can put more pressure on multipliers. But by buying back skill and placing that into the multi-farms, the amount of actual withdrawable rewards goes up because the price of skill token goes up. The amount of skill that we put in there goes up because we're doing buybacks. And so essentially what we're doing is we are trading native token for skill instead of the other way around. Second, this is helpful because this is something that has been offered to us, as I mentioned, by other layer ones in the past and simply never materialized. We are taking matters into our own hands in order to say, look, rather than have all of this money go directly to the layer ones, as I mentioned, we paid BNB Chain over $30 million in transaction fees and only got really a pittance of that back. And you guys end up getting no additional value for that either. Now we can say those fees are going to be going directly towards the earnings and the scale token itself. Third, you don't have to worry about this reducing the profitability, or I should say, reducing the level at which players can be profitable. Because right now on OEC and HECO, you need a level 1 character with a 3-star blade in order to be profitable. That is going to be maintained even after this, because these rewards are going to be added in on top. And so we're not going to be reducing the amount of unclaimed that you receive. We're going to be increasing that. And then, of course, the multipliers themselves will be going up. So again, this is just a way for us to create a permanent, sustainable solution to all of the rewards and smart chain issues that could arise in the future and have arisen in the past. And part of this phase 9 piece is sort of doing as much as we can to sort of give these benefits back to original players. So when it comes to things like earnings, that also is your NFT values, right? Because people are suffering impermanent loss, essentially, when their NFT values go down in price. But this is a way of us to give our veteran players additional benefits and additional rewards through making their existing assets deflationary. The second generation characters. So one of our goals and part of our mission is to make play to earn gaming accessible for everybody. These Generation 2 characters are going to be similarly priced to the ones that we have now. They are additionally going to have dynamic minting prices, but they're still going to be accessible for players who want to join in and earn. And they don't care if they're not making $100 a month. They just want to maybe pay $5 a month and earn a couple bucks a month back in order to get their ROI in a month or two, right? And participate in our ecosystem. We have many people who have been just reinvesting into characters over the past 6 months and now have even upwards of 100 characters. That's the thing that we don't want to necessarily lose. So veteran players win because their characters have a deflationary mechanism and their own reward pool, which is driven by these fees. And so as the fees and the rewards go up, the amount that those Generation 1 players will earn actually goes up too. And with the Generation 2 players, the idea is you can continue to have this low barrier of entry. We don't need those ones to be paying out the wazoo. And they'll also be able to do things like character burning into other Gen 2s. IGO. So one of the things that had both success and issues with our previous version of rewards and with our previous economic model was IGO. One of the issues that we've since addressed is that IGO can no longer be used to recruit characters. But one of the benefits of IGO is really something that has been done in business for a very long time, and that is join our platform and get a little bit of starting money as a reward. Robinhood does it. You get $5 for trading when you deposit $10, things like that. That's something that we actually do really value and want to bring back. This is something that we were waiting to distribute until some of our partners were willing to kind of sign the contracts on initiatives that were promised to us that never materialized. And now that we are taking things into our own hands, we're ready to make that available to players again. This drives new wallets and new users to our game because they can now say, hey, for this limited amount of time, people who are joining into the game can be having some extra funds in order to maybe forge different weapons, etc. Maybe they're forging sealed, maybe they're buying things from the skill shop. But additionally, with the increase in amount of potential weapons that are coming onto the market, what we don't want to do is completely flood the market with all of these very cheap 5-star blades. So that goes down to 9.6, which is something we've been, again, planning for a very long time. Right now, reforging has an ROI of sometimes even upwards of 6 months, especially on 5-star blades. And that's just not competitive with the rest of the market right now in that particular feature. So we're going to be increasing the effectiveness of reforging, increasing the bonus power of reforging, which is going to incentivize on a high level more burning, and also make a use for these limited edition IGO runs that we end up doing for user acquisition. 9.7, this is longer term. We have multiple smart chains that we're currently in talks with to essentially incentivize our users to join their ecosystems, to go and click a couple of times a day with any number of characters that they would like to use. And for that, they'll be paying us ranging from $500,000 to $5 million in incentives over the course of 6 to 12 months. And this is really huge for us because those rewards will actually go back into those smart chains reward pools. Those rewards will go into development of our product in order to maintain competitiveness with the rest of the play to earn projects that are in the space right now. And overall, just broadens our reach to users who maybe are very loyal to a given smart chain, who typically wouldn't venture out into other ones. And so it's our way of reaching them, but also getting paid to do it. And then last, we are actively working through launching, as I mentioned, on the Binance application-specific sidechain, as well as have an application for an Avalanche subnet of our own, which will run entirely on the Skill token. So these are in a nutshell, our long-term initiatives and short-term initiatives, all kind of under this umbrella of Phase 9 that's intended to really improve the economic sustainability of our product, increase our reach. And of course, this is not the limit of everything that we're working on. This is just everything that's very specific to CryptoBlades itself. which, as I've mentioned, is kind of our bread and butter. And you can expect some big things to come as far as marketing campaigns outside of this in the near future, or additional incubation projects, or our Launchpad, for example, which is going to be really great for our players and for our skill holders, because you guys will be able to have an additional way to earn as we continue to grow. So that's pretty much everything on phase 9. I had a hard stop at 12:45 my time, and it's now 12:50. But I definitely wanted to get through all of that with you guys while we are all live here. I can see our numbers of live users continues to go up. So thanks everybody for joining on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, and of course Discord. I am going to very quickly go through some of our comments here and see if there's anything I need to address before I run out and stop this stream. But you can expect to hear a lot more about phase 9 and specific timelines of those in the near future. All right. So far, so good. Looks like people are tracking with me. It's great. This file will be available as a press release early next week. Can you convert Gen 2 characters to Soul to upgrade the powers of Gen 1? No, that'll be Gen 2 to Gen 2 only, and Gen 1 to Gen 1 only. Wasn't IGO a huge problem back then? It was when you could use IGO to recruit characters, which is no longer possible. All right, I think I got through like a lot of the main questions here. Thanks a ton, everybody, for coming in and joining on this live stream. We kind of threw it together last minute, but it's always fun to sort of test out our reach here. And I know certain people like to watch on YouTube or Twitch, or now we have Facebook, so it's pretty neat. But I want to continue this conversation next week when I stream next. And of course, if you have any questions, you can hit me up in the lounge. I will still be on today. I just have some meetings I need to take care of in the short term, but I'll definitely be back in the near future to start doing some League of Legends streams or other game streams, just to sit and chat and connect with all of you. But like I said, thanks so much for joining today. Love you all, and I will catch you guys next time.